So you may have heard about the Mason County man who was arrested by the FBI, accused of being one of the planners of that alleged terror plot on the White House lawn. A week ago Sunday, there was that big UFC event to celebrate the nation's birthday and President Trump's 80th birthday. Well, there was this elaborate plan to use drones with explosives, and according to the investigators from the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force, there was a 21-year-old from Mason County, William Faulkner, who offered up some they said expertise might be a stretch, but at least offered some advice and said that he could get his hands on explosives. We went out to his house in Mason County. His grandmother, who he lived with, did not want to speak with us. We also looked into some social media accounts that were in the court documents, including an Instagram page where allegedly after the first round of arrests, he sent a message to someone on Instagram saying, "Hey, if you see me on the news, I did that, and I stand by it." He faces potentially life in prison.
Seattle police are investigating after a 15-year-old was shot while driving along Aurora Avenue. Now, this happened on Tuesday, June 23rd, around 10:45 p.m. Initially, police say they received reports about a possible drive-by shooting. Investigators now believe that someone inside the 15-year-old's vehicle accidentally shot him in the torso. The 15-year-old was able to pull over near 105th and Aurora, where he saw firefighters. They were able to help him, get him to Harborview. That's where he's recovering. Police say that witnesses inside the vehicle fled. They're still trying to figure out exactly what led up to this shooting, and they're asking people with information to give them a call.
This is Peppercorn. The endangered Florida panther kitten was found malnourished and sick after being abandoned 2 weeks earlier by her mother. Fish and Wildlife said in a Facebook post that it rescued the little cat in March at 8 weeks old, weighing less than 3 pounds, sending it to the Naples Zoo for care. After months of TLC, the zoo says Peppercorn is doing a whole lot better. Veterinarians at the zoo say a refeeding and treatment plan helped her bounce back, and she's now topping 20 pounds. Peppercorn missed her window to learn crucial survival skills, meaning she can't go back to the wild. Once she's ready, she'll be sent to another zoo to be an ambassador for Florida panther conservation efforts.
For America's 250th anniversary celebration, the U.S. Mint announced today it is releasing a limited edition quarter. It'll pay tribute to the Declaration of Independence. On the front is our third president, Thomas Jefferson, the main author of the Declaration of Independence. And on the back, a ringing Liberty Bell with its signature crack. These quarters will be put into circulation in time for the 4th of July.
I came up to the top of this parking garage downtown in Seattle to get a look at this. A parade of Bosnia and Herzegovina soccer fans taking over Seattle right now. I just shot a ton of great video showing this incredible gathering. I honestly have to tell you, I did not expect this many Bosnian soccer fans to be converging on Seattle right now. Watch for the video soon. I'm going to take you down into the crowd, but I had to show you this incredible view here. You've got the waterfront. Seattle is just glowing. Just listen to that for a second. That's pride for your country right there. What a day in Seattle for the World Cup.
Before the Nippon Dynawave disaster in Longview, state records show there was a problem, a leak, on the same tank that spilled white liquor and killed 11 people. And records show the leak had been documented for nearly a year. In December of 2023, an inspection identified that a safety valve on the top of the tank was leaking. The valve, known as a pressure vacuum relief breaker, lets gas escape from the white liquor tank, also known as a G tank.
So the FIFA World Cup is not only a big Seattle event, it's down here in the South Sound as well. Back behind me, you can see somewhere over there, the state capitol. This is the official Olympia and Lacey fan zone. $10 for adults to get in here. Kids 12 and under are free. They knew today's game was going to be the quiet one of the week. But last week when the U.S. men's team played, they had about 3,000 people here. They were sold out. They were at capacity. They're expecting another big crowd the next time the U.S. plays. And the next two nights, Thursday and Friday night, they are having live music down here in between the evening games. So if you don't want to deal with Seattle prices and traffic and parking and all that stuff, and you live in the South Sound, just come on down here. I don't think the weather is going to stay as nice as it is today, but if you want some soccer, here you go.
Primanti Brothers has this great sandwich that's kind of got everything on it. Have you tried one of them?
What? I don't know I've ever had one.
When did we go to dinner?
Nice
to lunch, guys?
Have you had one?
Not yet, but it's got like the coleslaw and the fries, inside the sandwich. So it's all, the heart attack all wrapped up in one. So there's one at the stadium, and day game tomorrow. I'm thinking, what better lunch for me at the ballpark than that sandwich? Right?
Yes,
look at that.
Sir.
That's got my name all over it tomorrow. Section 110. I've already scoped it out, guys.
I don't know, Paul. I mean, you look at Brad's figure. I mean, he's
I don't know how he does it, Chris.
He's college game weight right now. I don't think he's eating much.
Honestly, the guy keeps himself in great shape. He's got the Dick Clark hair. He never gets old.
No.
It's amazing.
I mean, did you know Brad Adam is 98?
This year, Americans are being a lot more careful about how they travel. According to the travel site Going, 41% of travelers describe themselves as selective, up from 29% last year. Experts say that budget is the #1 barrier to travel this summer, with 1 in 4 planning to take fewer trips altogether.
When it comes to that lower income traveler, they're definitely citing that there are limitations as to how much they're going to spend.
Are Americans still traveling internationally this summer, or has that slowed down?
57% of travelers still have international travel in their sights, which is about the same as last year. The destination might be different. Mexico and Canada are very popular options, especially because of the FIFA World Cup, but Americans are still traveling.
What about people looking for a good deal?
Going says that there's still plenty of deals out there, but the window is closing fast. Now, here's Going's advice. The last 2 weeks of August might offer anywhere between 30 to 40% off, but you might have to be flexible when it comes to your destination.
I think you get little snippets of it throughout, kind of like at the start, feeling like I like the style of play, feeling like I can play my game, feeling like the city's a great spot to be, feeling like the organization pours everything into the players, supports them, make sure they have everything that they need to be at their best. All those things I think are huge for making me feel comfortable. And then feeling like the support of the guys, feeling like I fit in with the group, feel like I can, I got 25 friends right away. All those things are huge. And then, yeah, going on the golf trip at the end of the year, feeling like really start to gain some good friendships, build some good relationships, and feel like it'd be a spot that I could definitely stick around for a long time at that point.
Target 17700 Northeast 7th Street, mail in the stores taking off electronic security tags.
Going to be running northbound away from Target towards the hotel.
Northbound away from Target towards hotel.
Target 3 copy. I'll be on route to the Target. That one, he's headed into the Hampton Inn Suite.
Headed into the Hampton Inn.
That one, middle left the Hampton Inn, he's going southbound now.
Southbound from the hotel.
That one, he's crossing the street. Looks like he's probably going to Park and Ride. Unified Metro.
Headed to the Park and Ride.
Just keep your hands, we can see him, man. You're being on a video record, okay?
Okay. Hey, slides here, right here.
Okay.
Go.
And now you're going to be under arrest for shoplifting.
A data center at Seattle's iconic Starbucks Center, a new proposal could signal a quiet change in how cities host digital infrastructure. Let's break it down. A small-scale data center is being proposed by the building's owners, not Starbucks, but this small scale is pretty relative. The proposal calls for about 45,600 square feet inside a building that roughly has 1.3 million square feet of office space. Instead of building a separate facility, the idea is to place it inside an existing active building. At the same time, Seattle just enacted a one-year moratorium on large-scale data centers because of energy and infrastructure concerns. But according to city documents, this new proposal would fall below that threshold. Today's One More Thing is why it's significant. Data centers are usually purpose-built facilities because they require enormous amounts of power and cooling. This proposal reflects a shift from where do we build these data centers to how do we fit them into the city that we already have. So the proposal, not a done deal, but it does highlight a growing challenge for cities. How much digital infrastructure can be absorbed into the buildings we already have?
Online, he called himself Giovanni, and he wooed vulnerable people into a trap, urging them to send him money. The feds say it was a romance scam by a man based in Nigeria, and now that man, Franklin Nwadialo, has had his day in court and is headed to prison. The U.S. Attorney's Office here in Western Washington State says he tricked 8 victims out of $3.5 million during a 15-year-long run of scams. He was arrested when he arrived on U.S. soil in Texas in 2024. The man, known as Giovanni, used fake IDs and a cover story that he was deployed overseas and could not meet in person. Prosecutors say he sought out older, divorced, and widowed victims. This week in U.S. District Court in Tacoma, he was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison.
Bail is set at $10 million for the 23-year-old man accused of fatally shooting a man in Kent last month. According to court documents, on May 24th, Robert Owsley opened fire on Marcus Presley in an apartment parking lot in Kent, shooting him 9 times. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Court documents allege less than 2 weeks after that shooting, Owsley was driving more than 130 miles an hour on State Route 18. He crashed, killing 3 passengers inside the car. That case is still under investigation.
A river rescue gone wrong, and then a second crew had to save the rescuers. I just got this drone video courtesy of Sky Valley Fire. 5 people trapped in Skykomish River debris near Ben Howard Road, east of Monroe in Snohomish County. Logs, branches, current pinning them down. The first boat on scene, well, it got stuck in the same trap. That's when Boat 31, as they call it, stepped in. 2 runs through brutal river conditions, and they were able to get every single person out. But while all of this was happening, the same crews were dealing with a brush fire, 3-car crash, all at once. Apparently, this is what a Sunday shift looks like, especially this time of year for Snohomish County Fire and Rescue. Now, here's why it matters for you. December's floods changed the landscape of so many rivers. The debris fields are new and the hazards have moved. So what may have looked safe last summer just might not be anymore. The advice from firefighters, wear a life jacket, scout your route, and if you see debris, just don't gamble. Get to shore.
Known for cinnamon rolls the size of a hubcap, the Maltby Cafe has stood here in Snohomish County since 1988. Soon it will stand no more, but don't get all worked up. While this building is being torn down, it is going to be rebuilt just across the road. Developers are developing this entire site, bringing in retail and additional housing. And in order to do that, they are going to have to tear the beloved building dating back to the 1930s down. We've spoken with the owners here of the cafe. They say they are completely okay with this. They understand that this is progress. They are just grateful that the cafe will live on just across the road in another form. Different building, same great food, same incredible cinnamon rolls.
Not surprised. I think it's awesome. I think it's way better that people are doing that than congesting up the roads.
I stayed away from it because I don't want to be stuffed like sardines. Normally on a Mariner game, when everybody first gets out, it can take you about anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour just to get on one light rail. I want to say wait times were up to 2 to 3 hours after when both stadiums were getting out on that game day on the 19th.
A fencing champion suffers a massive heart attack. It happened May 9, 2026 at a Seattle gym, and it truly was a case of the right people in the right place at the right time. Jan Patterson, who has been fencing for decades and has been recognized on a national stage, was doing his regular routine. He's at this gym usually 3 days a week. But all of a sudden on this day, he became unresponsive. He was lucky that there was a nurse to the left of him, a nurse to the right who were fencing. There was also a doctor who was at the fencing gym that day and a physical therapist. They worked on him. Paramedics rushed to the scene, got him to Harborview, and today he is okay. And he is sharing his story, saying that before all this happened, he was feeling some symptoms. He was feeling like he was short of breath. His doctor had recommended that he had some additional testing done, but he put it off. His message to everyone is don't wait. If you feel like something's wrong, get it checked out.
In Mason County, a dog is safe tonight after being rescued from a steep hillside. This happened in the area of East Eagle Point Drive in Shelton. Volunteers with the Washington State Animal Response Team used rescue equipment to bring Bo down about 300 feet to safety. He reunited with his family after being stranded on that hillside for more than 6 hours.
Are you worried AI is going to replace your job? Turns out many companies are realizing how valuable humans are. Recruiting firm Robert Half conducted a survey among U.S. hiring managers and found 32% of those who eliminated positions after implementing AI are now rehiring for those roles or similar ones.
The communication, the judgment, the oversight, the institutional knowledge that employees have, that the technology up to this point is just not being able to kind of replace all of that.
John Fay says instead, companies are now relying on AI to take on more routine tasks. So if you're in the market for a new job, there's good news. Fay expects hiring to pick up across the board in several industries.
Hey there, buddy. Hi. Are you okay?
A Clark County deputy smashed a window to rescue a toddler trapped in a locked car in 92-degree heat. The little boy was sweating heavily and not responding. The close call that happened last month is a reminder of how quickly a vehicle can turn dangerous for a child. Consumer Reports testing found that even on a mild day, the temperature inside a closed vehicle can rise rapidly.
In our testing, on a 61-degree day, the temperature inside the vehicle got up to 105 degrees within just 1 hour.
According to NoHeatStroke.org, hot car deaths have involved children ranging from newborns to teenagers. Some of those tragedies happen when children get into a vehicle on their own, but in most cases, the child was unintentionally left behind. That's why safety experts recommend making a habit of checking the back seat every time you park.
You can also create a habit of placing your own things in the back, like your phone or your bag, so you're forced to check it when you exit the vehicle.